Coming up, next Bachelor Nation, Chris Harrison and Katie Thurston. For nearly 2 decades, Chris Harrison was the face of the Bachelor franchise, a steady hand guiding contestants through the chaos of reality TV romance. He was more than just a host. He was the welcoming presence that viewers expected to see each week, the person who set the tone for every dramatic season and every unforgettable moment. He greeted nervous suitors, delivered the iconic final rose line, and became as synonymous with the show as the roses themselves. His voice, calm and reassuring, was the soundtrack to countless love stories and heartbreaks, making him an essential part of the Bachelor experience. Harrison's calm presence and ability to steer drama made him more than a host. He was a trusted confidant and a key part of the narrative. Contestants often turned to him for advice, and his empathy helped guide them through the emotional rollercoaster of the show. His longevity and skill built immense trust with viewers, making him seem as permanent as the Bachelor mansion itself. Fans welcomed him into their living rooms season after season, relying on his familiar presence to anchor the ever-changing cast of hopefuls. The idea of the show without him was unthinkable until it happened. For many, the franchise and Chris Harrison were inseparable, and his absence felt like the loss of a family member. His sudden exit wasn't just a host leaving, it was the collapse of a foundational pillar. The news sent shockwaves through Bachelor Nation, leaving fans and contestants alike wondering what the future would hold. The man who had officiated weddings and announced engagements was gone, leaving a power vacuum and a cloud of controversy. His departure marked the end of an era and the beginning of a period of uncertainty for the beloved franchise. The Chris Harrison era was over, and the franchise was about to enter its most turbulent chapter yet, a time of change, challenge, and reinvention for everyone involved. Chris Harrison's downfall began with a disastrous interview during Matt James's season, a moment that would forever change the trajectory of his career and the Bachelor franchise itself. The controversy erupted when photos surfaced of contestant Rachel Kirkconnell attending an antebellum-themed party, a gathering that evoked painful memories of America's racist past and ignited a firestorm of criticism online. Instead of showing empathy or understanding, Harrison publicly defended Kirkconnell, dismissing the criticism as the work of the woke police and urging people to offer a little grace instead of holding her accountable. His tone was dismissive and condescending, especially as he repeatedly spoke over Rachel Lindsay, the franchise's first black lead, revealing a shocking lack of awareness and sensitivity to the issues at hand. The backlash was immediate and intense. Contestants, former leads, and fans alike condemned his remarks, flooding social media with calls for accountability and change. The pressure on the franchise mounted with every passing day. Harrison stepped aside for the season finale, but by then, the damage to his reputation and the show's image was undeniable. By June 2021, his departure became permanent, reportedly sealed with a multi-million-dollar settlement that marked the end of an era for the show. After nearly 2 decades, his reign ended not with a celebratory farewell, but with a disgraceful exit fueled by his own words and actions. Harrison failed the crucial test of navigating a national conversation on race, transforming from the face of the franchise to its biggest liability almost overnight. The king was dethroned, and the show's producers were left scrambling to find their footing in a world that now demanded more than just roses, romance, and surface-level apologies. The Bachelor was forced into a reckoning it could no longer avoid, as audiences and critics alike demanded real accountability and meaningful change from reality TV's most iconic franchise. With Harrison gone and the franchise in crisis, producers needed a hard reset and found it in Katie Thurston. Katie, known for her bold, sex-positive entrance on Matt James's season, was a fan favorite for her authenticity and willingness to stand up against drama. Choosing her signaled a deliberate pivot toward a more progressive, empowered narrative. The season moved to a new location, the Hyatt Regency Tamaya Resort, adding to the sense of a fresh start. Katie's direct approach and refusal to play games set a new tone from night one. The stakes were high. Could Katie's authenticity win back viewers and prove the show could evolve? Her season became a litmus test for the franchise's future. In a radical shift, Chris Harrison wasn't replaced by another man, but by 2 beloved former leads, Kaitlyn Bristow and Tayshia Adams. As mentors and friends, they brought a supportive, sisterly energy, replacing the old authoritative model. Their casual, genuine interactions with Katie felt fresh and collaborative, resonating with viewers. The dynamic shifted from patriarchal to empowering, with women guiding the journey. However, male contestants struggled to open up to Kaitlyn and Tayshia as they had with Harrison, creating new on-set challenges. Despite this, the on-screen effect was a resounding success, reinforcing the season's theme of female empowerment. Kaitlyn and Tayshia's presence proved there was life after the show, offering real support rooted in experience. Their inclusion marked a clear move away from the franchise's male-dominated past. Women were no longer just the prize, they were the power players. Thurston's season delivered one of the most explosive breakups in franchise history, centered on frontrunner Greg Grippo. Their romance had captivated viewers from the start, with undeniable chemistry and heartfelt moments that made them seem like the perfect match. Their connection seemed destined for a proposal, until hometowns, when Greg poured out his heart and Katie, following Bachelorette tradition, held back on saying, "I love you." The tension was palpable, as Greg's vulnerability clashed with Katie's commitment to the show's process. Greg unraveled, accusing Katie of treating him like just another contestant. He felt dismissed and unseen, his emotions spiraling as he struggled to reconcile his feelings with the reality of the show. The confrontation turned raw and painful, with Greg's demeanor shifting from heartbroken to accusatory. The intensity of their argument left both visibly shaken, exposing deep wounds on both sides. He stormed off, returned for a final cold goodbye, and left Katie sobbing. The emotional fallout was immediate and intense, with both left questioning what went wrong. The breakup divided Bachelor Nation. Some saw Greg as a victim of the show's constraints, others called his behavior manipulative and gaslighting. Fans and critics alike debated who was truly at fault, fueling passionate discussions across the internet. The debate raged online, making the breakup the defining moment of the season. Social media exploded with theories, memes, and heated arguments, cementing its place in Bachelor history. It exposed the pressures and emotional toll of reality TV romance. Behind the glamour, the heartbreak was all too real, reminding viewers of the human cost behind the drama. The Grippo meltdown became a touchstone for conversations about vulnerability, expectation, and emotional health. It sparked important dialogue about how reality TV shapes our understanding of love and heartbreak. It was a relationship collapse that no one could look away from, a moment that left a lasting mark on Bachelor Nation and changed the conversation around reality TV romance forever. After the Harrison scandal, the franchise faced pressure to do more than just talk about diversity. Katie's season featured one of the most diverse casts ever, with over a third of contestants being men of color. But while the cast looked different, the show avoided meaningful conversations about race. The premiere ignored the recent turmoil, and the topic of race was absent all season. Contestants' unique backgrounds and perspectives were never explored. The show chose show, don't tell, but by not telling it missed a chance for deeper storytelling. Diversity became a box-ticking exercise, not a genuine commitment. The silence highlighted how far the franchise still had to go. Thurston's season ended with her engagement to Blake Moynes, but its real legacy was the seismic shift it triggered in Bachelor Nation. The franchise struggled to find its footing, cycling through hosts and grappling with declining viewership. Key players and controversies from that season continue to shape the show's narrative and public perception. Attempts at progress were met with mixed results as the show balanced diversity with old tropes. The split of Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell served as a poignant bookend to the saga. Katie's season was the epicenter of change, the first without Harrison, the first with a sex-positive lead, and the first to experiment with female mentorship. It forced a reckoning with diversity and gave us one of the most debated breakups ever. More than a search for love, it was a battle for the soul of The Bachelor.